Continuing on with operations with complex numbers in polar form, let's talk about division. If I have, again, z1 is r1 cosine theta 1 plus I sine theta 1, and z2 is r2 cosine theta 2 plus I sine theta 2, then the quotient of these will be z1 divided by z2 is r1 over r2, that's modulus of the numerator divided by modulus of the denominator, times cosine of argument of numerator minus argument of denominator plus I sine argument of numerator minus argument of denominator. For example, find the quotient of if z1 is 24 cosine 300 degrees plus I sine 300 degrees and z2 is 8 cosine 75 degrees plus I sine 75 degrees. If we're asked to find z1 divided by z2, that will be 24 divided by 8. That's r1 divided by r2 times cosine of theta 1 is 300 degrees minus 75 degrees for theta 2 plus I sine of 300 degrees minus 75 degrees. So this would simplify to z1 over z2 is 24 divided by 8 is 3, and this will be cosine of 225 degrees plus I sine of 225 degrees. Now, we have to be not good, but great at the unit circle to be able to place this here. That's 180 degrees. So we're going 45 degrees beyond that to get to this angle here, 225. If our reference angle is 45 degrees, then that means this little angle there is 45 degrees. So we have negative root 2 over 2, negative root 2 over 2, and 1. So I can replace this with 3 times the cosine here is negative root 2 over 2 plus I times negative root 2 over 2 for the sine. So ultimately, we get z1 divided by z2 is, if I distribute this now, I'll come up with standard form, which is negative 3 root 2 over 2 plus, or actually plus times minus would be minus 3 root 2 over 2I. And that's my final answer. I just left it in standard form.